Yesterday, Chancellor Carranza and I talked about the painful reality that our schools would not be able to open up again for this school year. And we explained, obviously, why that was the right thing to do in terms of health and safety, why it was the right thing to do in terms of recognizing what would be possible academically with only a few weeks in person. But we had a reason in making that decision to know that we could keep supporting our kids. And we laid out a 5-point plan of the ways we're going to support our kids, our parents, prepare for this phase and beyond. One of the reasons that Chancellor Carranza and I are confident in the decision we made is that we have had amazing partners working with us really, really deeply and with great passion, great energy to create a distance learning system, an online learning system that New York City's never had before. And again, this was put together very rapidly. But I want to give credit where credit is due. Not only is it the great folks at the Department of Education leadership who put together this plan and implemented it so rapidly, not only the educators who've been absolutely outstanding in taking on a whole new approach and starting to make it work. And I said from the beginning, and the Chancellor said, it's not going to happen overnight. It will get better with each week. But our educators have been front and center, very devoted to making this work, and I thank you all again. But I want to also thank the private companies that stepped up. You know, we asked these companies to come in as partners to work with us. Yes, it's part of their business, but to work with us in very, very different ways than they even had before, to do it very fast, very agile, to really work with government as partners, think the way we had to think in a crisis and follow through in real time. And I want to thank these companies who have done that because it's allowed us to keep making distance learning work. First of all, Apple. They have been outstanding partners. We said from the beginning we needed 300,000 iPads. They were very quick to prioritize the children of New York City, and I want to thank them for that. And yesterday I talked to the CEO, Tim Cook. And the outstanding challenge was we needed 50,000 more of the iPads to fulfill our order. We needed them really quickly to be able to meet our deadline of putting the iPads in the hands of each child by the end of April. I spoke to Tim Cook yesterday, and he said, no matter what it takes, Apple will get those iPads to us in time. So I want to thank him and everyone at Apple for all they are doing to make sure our children will have these iPads and to make sure every child has an equal opportunity to learn. And I know that is a labor of love for them, so I want to thank you, Tim, and thank you everyone at Apple. T-Mobile has been supplying the LTE data plans. They've been great partners. We asked them to move quickly. They did. Thank you. IBM, setting up our iPads with apps and resources for learning. Everything we've asked, they've been doing. Thank you, IBM. Microsoft, Google, Prutech, creating apps and tools for learning. They've all, again, been willing to answer the call, answer it quickly, make sure that we could give a rich experience and a powerful experience to our kids. It's not the same as being in a classroom, obviously, but we are trying to make it the very best it can be, even if it's distance learning. And then the folks who actually get the devices to our kids. And I want to not only thank the companies, but thank all the hard-working delivery workers. These folks are unsung heroes in this crisis. And you don't think to stop and thank the FedEx guy or the UPS guy, but you should, because they're actually helping things keep going and in so many cases delivering vital supplies. So thank you to FedEx, to UPS, to NTT, and Deluxe, all of whom have been delivering these devices to our students. And finally, our library systems, the Queens Library, the Brooklyn Library, the New York Public Library, all have been working to make sure the apps are loaded on the iPads, giving kids access to thousands of wonderful books they can use. So think about that for a moment. A lot of kids who would never have had that access at home, families that could never afford to buy a lot of books, a lot of kids who have never had the opportunity to have their own personal, extraordinary library. It's now happening because of all these combined efforts.